Hey, what's going on, everyone? Kenan here, obviously, and I've returned to the scene of the crime, and we have some information that I wanted to share with you guys. You know, in my last video, I said that, you know, we had a lot of tips and leads, and that I had been talking to my friend Tom Crutchfield, who had his place broken into 2 times. I spoke to another reptile tegu breeder, Jesse Harden, out of Punta Gorda, who had his place broken into 3 times. I spoke with my good friend Mike Lorette, who knew a lot about this situation. I want to say thanks to Mike Van Nostren at Strictly Reptiles. He took my call. I let him know what happened. He was going to be on the lookout in case anyone tried to sell these types of monitors. I spoke with Mike Barrera at Snakes at Sunset, another place down in Miami, in case they had people come through. I called everywhere, and I really want to say thank you to the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, the deputy who came here and took the report. Really nice guy, really blown away by what I'm trying to do here, and spent about 2 hours here walking around, looking at things, just talk to neighbors, doing preliminary police work. Okay, there's obviously things I can say and can't say, as it's currently an ongoing investigation. Okay, and I just want to say thanks to the detectives at the Palm Beach Sheriff's Department, District 3 Detective Bureau. These guys are amazing. These guys are incredibly amazing. Turns out they're animal lovers. They love reptiles. In fact, some of them keep snakes and other reptiles. So they were really interested in this case, and well, I'm just gonna tell you, we got Inky back. Okay, we got her back, and she already bit me last night when I picked her up. Just in less than 48 hours, it was like maybe 30 hours and change. The detectives from the Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, District 3 Detective Bureau, followed up on some leads, some that I provided, my neighbors provided, some that Tom Crutchfield provided, Jesse. All these guys were able to give enough information. These knuckleheads that are doing this have been at this for so long now that they're just, you know, there's patterns and whatever. I won't get into the police work. I also want to shout out Florida Fish and Wildlife, because this was a collaborative effort between Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department, District 3 Bureau, Detective Bureau, Florida City Police, and Florida Fish and Wildlife Law Enforcement to get this animal back. They all came together and followed up on these leads, and I am beyond shocked that we have this animal back. I just cannot believe this. And she's quite feisty. And like I said, I gotta be quick with her. Here she is. She is returned unharmed. She was recovered in Florida City, which is over 100 miles south of where I live. And she looks fine. She's definitely still got her attitude. She isn't biting me right now, but she's got attitude. She bit me last night. She's been through quite the ordeal. You know, I just can't thank law enforcement enough for what these guys have done. I love these animals, as you guys know. They require specific care. We've got her a large enclosure. She was a gift from Kevin McCurley at Nerd. I've had her going on a year here in February, and the fact that she's home means absolutely everything to me. I can't speak about the suspect, but I did in my previous videos, I know I did one on Instagram, I did one on YouTube. I said that we had info. I said that we were pretty sure we knew what was going on, and I gave an opportunity to do the right thing. Now, the reality is that video came out right, day after this happened, she was stolen right around 5:30, 6 o'clock on Thursday morning. That video came out Friday morning, and at 9 o'clock Friday night, or 9:30 Friday night, she was back in my hands. So, you had the opportunity to do the right thing, and you didn't. And now, now there's some trouble. Again, I can't really speak much more about that, but I will say that this person did not act alone, and the investigation is still open because Bobby Rubino has not been recovered. So I'm very grateful that Palm Beach Sheriff's Office, District 3, Detective Bureau, are the bloodhounds they are. They are professionals, man. And they have, all I can say is, do not steal in Palm Beach County, because these men and women have an arsenal at their disposal of tools that, quite frankly, is incredible. I had a person once tell me years ago, you can only do wrong for so long. And that is absolutely coming true. And it's coming true for this ring of criminals that have been terrorizing people like myself, Tom Crutchfield, Jesse Harden. All people that keep reptiles have been terrified of potentially losing theirs. The work is not done, but we had scored a major victory in this case. I took a sworn statement. I will be prosecuting to the fullest extent of law. There's still an opportunity for the guilty parties to come clean, return the animal unharmed. It's always better to do that than rather go through with deception and lies. My fear is that since Bobby Rubino had those issues when he was young, that I raised him up and got him back to health, since he has those issues, my fear is that he's worthless to them and he will be discarded and just killed, thrown away, or released where he cannot survive in the wild. He just can't do it. So I am eternally grateful. I am incredibly humbled because not only were the sheriff's department and all those law enforcement agencies, a deciding factor being on my side, all of you out there with your emails and your comments and offers of support and help monetarily, sending me, some friends send me Ring cameras. David Lackland, thank you. He's a gentleman who just, he sent me the leprechadas, and he sent me those cherry heads the other day that I got, and the redfoot. He's sending me a Ring camera. He just had one that's still in the box, and he did that. And I just want to also say thanks to a lot in the reptile community. My buddy Jerry Wolf was ready to, he's like, man, I'll give you one of my black throats. He just felt so bad. I want to thank him. I want to also thank Jim Heck, just a shout out, because Jim Heck breeds monitor lizards, and he emailed me and basically said that he had a holdback clutch of black dragons, and he offered me one. He's like, that's incredible. These animals have a monetary value, but more importantly, these animals have a familial value. They're our pets, they're our passion, they're our wards, and I want to do everything I can to raise them up right and do things properly with these animals. And I just can't believe people are that kind. I mean, the outpouring. Brian Barczyk offered $1,000 reward. It's just, you know, Charlie Moorcroft, $500 award to add to that. This is really cool, and I'm humbled by the support that I've received. I just want to keep doing cool things on YouTube. I want to keep educating people. I want to keep showing you what I'm doing. And this certainly has given me pause because I have a family. One of them is just off camera making a little noise over here. Let me show you. There's one of my family, my budding reptile buddy. Sophia was worried about Inky. You know, her room is not far from here, and her and a brother are absolutely very important to me as well, more than, but don't tell her that they're more important. Just,
I think she can hear you.
She can hear me? Oh gosh, she can hear me. Sorry, Inky, but you know, I love you, but we got to keep these.
I was up at 6 in the morning. I was up at 6:30.
You were up at 6:30?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, you know, I'm really grateful for what these guys have done. What I can say is it's given me pause. What you guys don't know is my father-in-law, he's in the security business. So we're just going to be taking some measures. I've already taken quite a lot of measures, but we're going to be taking some more measures. Let me open this cage for these rhino iguanas. We're going to be taking measures just to make sure that we minimize the risk of this ever happening again. And I just want to also say that, you know, I am like the type of person, I just want to tell you a little bit about my life. I was not raised with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was fortunate. I have a mother and a father. And my dad was a blue-collar guy, and he worked in what's called construction. He's a steam fitter. He worked on buildings in New York City, and he did piping and heating and air conditioning, and he dabbled in being an electrician. I'm one of 7 children. The ages of of my siblings go from 65 years old all the way down to 44 years old. So it's a big family with a massive age difference between all of us. When my father and mother were young, my mother and father got married when she was 16, my dad was 19. He had 4 children by the time he was about 23, and he was dirt poor. Dirt poor. They moved, I believe it's something like 31 times because they were evicted from homes. And he would buy a house. My dad bought a house. The mortgage was $75. My dad is 87 years old and still alive, by the way. And to be perfectly honest, my dad, the day I found out about this, my father went into the hospital to have a pacemaker put in. So I was dealing with a lot of stuff on that day. And thankfully my father's okay. But I'm going to tell you this story. You're going to indulge me. And I'm going to tell you the story because I promise it's going to tie back into what we're talking about. So anyway, my father worked as a gas station attendant in Jamaica, Queens. He tried, you know, he had odd jobs, all to support 4 children when he was in his 20s. He lost his home, like I said, $75 a month mortgage, couldn't afford it. Had to move back in with his parents, with my mother and the children. And, you know, towards the middle of the 60s, my father, you know, got the job as a union steam fitter and started working, started making money, getting a little bit more stable. My sister Diane came along, I came along, Elizabeth came along in 77. And growing up, we were what I would consider lower middle class. There were times, there was a year where my father was out of work for 1 whole year, and in the middle of that, we had no roof on our house because they were building an addition, and my father lost the job. And guess what? No job, no money, no way to finish the construction on our house. So we went through the winter, I think it was the winter of '85, with no roof, just tarps, in Long Island, New York. The roof, the tarps caved in on my room. Thankfully I wasn't in it. What's this? Is it a sob story? No, it's not a sob story. It's just saying that everybody has different situations. Everybody has an opportunity for despair. Everybody has a choice. and they want to make you believe you don't have a choice. They want to make you believe that because of your, you know, social economic background, or your cultural background, or your ethnic background, you have no ability to change your life. You have no choice, and that feeds despair, and that's bullshit. And my father had the opportunity to be a thief. He knew a lot of thieves. He lived in Brooklyn. He knew criminals. My father didn't do that. My father stayed straight and narrow, and I'm eternally grateful because he passed that on to me. I've never stolen. My mother's never stolen. My mother has taught me moral lessons about animals. When I was very young, she saw me being cruel to a slug. I was sticking pins in a slug, and I was causing torture to an animal. And my mother grabbed me, took the pin, went upstairs to where I had my turtle, and threatened, I didn't realize this, obviously it was a big show, she threatened to stick the pins in the turtle's eye. Is that harsh? Yeah, absolutely. Did I need to learn that lesson? I did, and I never hurt an animal again, ever. So we are who teaches us. We are the choices we make. I just wanted to say that because I despise and hate liars and thieves and cheats. And score one for the good guys. We got Inky back. Let's hope we can get Bobby Rubino back. Let's hope people do the, oh, is that my Ring camera? Sure is. Let's hope that we do the right thing. That these people who are still out there do the right thing, return my animal to me. I raised it, I cared for it, I was at the vet. My vet, Dr. Mike Gillen, and I busted our asses to make sure that animal's alive. And if you look at its kinked tail and its trembles and are telling me that this animal is worth death, and you kill something I love, I am coming at you so hardcore. So hardcore. So that's it, man. This is the most amazing thing, because this does not always happen. But we got it back. But I'm going to tell you one other thing before I go. This situation has been going on for a couple of months. A lot of my friends were hit. They're missing their animals. And I'm not going to stop until we get some closure and find out what happened to Tom's animals, Jesse Harden's animals. Another gentleman, Carlos, was hit. We're going to put an end to these clowns. And that's what we're doing. And thanks once again. Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department, District 3, Detectives Bureau. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being animal lovers. Thanks for serving the public good. Thanks to the Florida City Police Department for assisting and aiding in this. And of course to Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission's Law Enforcement Division. Your officers did an exemplary job as well. Shout out to my inspector, John Booth, who was concerned about this and steered me in the right direction so that we can get this outcome. Here she is. She's going home. And don't you worry, anyone out there who thinks I have not taken precautions, I will never tell you what I did. Things have been done. Here she is. None the worse for wear. She's had quite the ordeal. She's home. She is home where she belongs. So thank God. I know that all the forces of good in the universe were in play. So there she goes. She's home. She's safe. Good guys 1, bad guys 0. Let's get Bobby Rubino back. Stay vigilant, my friends. And most importantly, stay good. Don't steal. You will get caught. Only a matter of time. You don't need to bring that kind of drama into your life. Life's hard enough. It's hard enough doing it the right way. Do it the right way. It is a choice. You guys can do it. I am not special. You can have all this. That's what these videos are about, man. These videos are about inspiring you. You can have this. Work. There's no get rich quick shit. Work. That's it. Fastest way to a peaceful life. Living with people and animals that you love. Do the work. Take care.